One Piece is currently in its endgame, and there are only a few arcs left before the story draws to a close. So, it's not surprising to see the biggest names finally getting involved. Already in the Egghead arc, fans have seen what characters like Blackbeard, Shanks, and Lucci are capable of. Another One Piece character who has demonstrated his powers is Monkey D. Garp. He is known as the hero of the Marines, and many consider him to be the strongest Marine to ever live. Garp didn't feature in a major fight until the Egghead arc. The display of his strength came as a shock to everyone. But what are his strongest abilities? Who is Monkey D. Garp? Monkey D. Garp is a Marine Vice Admiral. Despite not being the highest-ranked Marine, Garp is widely considered the greatest Marine. The only reason he is a Vice Admiral is that he rejected all manner of promotions because he didn't want to become a personal bodyguard for the Celestial Dragons. Garp is treated with respect by all the Marines, and they look up to him. After he took down the Rocks Pirates with the help of the Roger Pirates, Garp was dubbed the hero of the Marines. Garp is the only Marine to ever match Goldie Roger's strength. According to Roger, the two characters nearly killed each other multiple times in combat. Garp has also fought and captured Golden Lion Shiki with Sengoku's aid. Garp's feats are absolutely incredible, but his strength was hidden from the audience until the Egghead arc. Excellent leader. Garp comes off as an eccentric character, but the reality is that he is a great teacher. He has mentored many people in his illustrious career as a Marine. He has taught characters such as Aokiji, Kobe, and Helmeppo. All three of them have become fine Marines under his guidance. Garp also has incredible leadership skills, as he successfully guided the Marines to victory against the crew of Rocks D. Zebek. While it may not be an ability, having the skill to lead an entire fleet is extremely useful. Kenbunchaku Haki. Garp is one of the few characters who can use all three types of Haki. He has already shown his proficiency in using Busashoku Haki and Haoshoku Haki. Using just those two types of Haki, Garp can compete against the strongest One Piece characters. Even though Garp has been confirmed as a user of Kenbunchaku Haki, it is unclear how well he can use it. But considering he was able to fight against Goldie Roger, it is fair to assume he is more skilled than most people. Garp has also mentored Kobe, who is an excellent Kenbunchaku Haki user. If Garp had no mastery over Kenbunchaku Haki, Kobe wouldn't have learned anything from him. Unreal physical abilities. Despite being older than most characters in the series, there are only a handful of characters who are in better physical condition than Garp. With his fists alone, Garp can crush mountains. Garp confirmed that, while training to fight Chinjiao, he destroyed several mountains with ease. Garp can also launch cannonballs with incredible speed at his opponents. It would be fair to say that Garp's cannonballs can do more damage than a cannonball launched from a regular cannon. Garp has also been seen swinging a giant cannonball as if it were nothing. His speed is also extremely impressive. Garp was able to blitz Aokiji without the latter being able to defend himself. Busashoku Haki. Garp used Busashoku Haki before the time skip when he managed to hurt Luffy. Since there was no concept of Haki at the time, it was tough to comprehend how Garp achieved this feat. Garp used Busashoku Haki again during the Summit War to send Marco crashing. It was a good feat considering Marco had easily tanked all of Kizaru's attacks. By coating his fists with Busashoku Haki, Garp was able to flatten the drill-shaped head of Don Chinjiao, who is a pirate with a bounty of 500 million berries, with a single punch. Garp can also use advanced Busashoku Haki, which allows him to hurt his opponents without requiring him to make contact. Advanced Haoshoku Haki. Before the Egghead arc, only Sengoku was confirmed as a Haoshoku Haki user, which was quite astounding. It didn't make sense for Garp not to have Haoshoku Haki, especially since he was constantly called the strongest Marine ever. Thankfully, Oda confirmed Garp as a Haoshoku Haki user in the first arc of the final saga. When Garp arrived at Hachinosu, he made an instant impact. After imbuing his first with Haoshoku Haki and Busashoku Haki, Garp used an attack called Galaxy Impact. The punch had so much force behind it that it destroyed a large part of Hachinosu. Garp then used Blue Hole to punch Aokiji, causing the former admiral to fall at an incredible speed and creating a massive hole in the process. Garp can also use Haoshoku Haki to break free from the attacks of other people, as evidenced when he managed to shatter the ice that covered his body. It is unclear if Garp possesses something similar to Shanks' ability to nullify Kenbunchaku Haki, but it would be foolish to rule out the possibility entirely. And in other news, One Piece 6 characters who can defeat Monkey D. Garp. Monkey D. Garp is nothing short of a living legend. He is known as the hero of the Marines for his contribution to the organization. Throughout the series, many characters have openly acknowledged Garp's strength. Garp is one of the few One Piece characters who can use all 3 types of haki. He demonstrated his mastery over haki in the Egghead arc. Garp's achievements include defeating the Rocks pirates, capturing Shiki, and destroying a large part of Hachinosu. Furthermore, in his heyday, Garp was able to compete against Goldie Roger. There is no doubt that Garp is among the strongest One Piece characters, but there are certain characters who can defeat him. Blackbeard. Blackbeard is the captain of the Blackbeard pirates and one of the Yonko. He is the only character who has eaten 2 devil fruits. Blackbeard ate the Yami Yami no Mi after stealing it from Thatch. The Yami Yami no Mi can cancel the power of other devil fruits, which is easily one of the most overpowered abilities. Blackbeard also possesses the Gura Gura no Mi, a paramecia-type devil fruit that allows him to create quakes at will. Blackbeard is able to use Busashoku and can Bunchaku Haki, which only adds to his freakish power. Given his impressive arsenal, it is not surprising that he is a strong candidate to take down Garp. Shanks. Shanks is an extremely popular character, which is surprising considering his limited screen time. He has only made a handful of appearances in the story, but they have proven enough to give the fans an understanding of his strength. Shanks is easily the best Haoshiku Haki user in the series. He can use it to nullify the future sight of other characters, giving him an advantage in battle. Shanks has also utilized Haoshiku Haki to code his attacks, thus increasing their damage output even further. Shanks' burst of Haoshiku Haki damaged Whitebeard's Moby Dick and knocked out several members of the latter's crew. Garp bears hatred towards Shanks because the red-haired Yonko was responsible for motivating Luffy to become a pirate, so a fight between them wouldn't be unlikely. Kaido. Kaido was the main antagonist of the Wano country arc. He came to the country many years prior to the start of the story and took control by force. Kaido ruled Wano until Luffy and company's arrival. Kaido was known as the strongest creature in the world, and he showed why he was deserving of the title. Kaido clashed with Luffy and other supernovas at the same time. He completely obliterated Eustace Kid and took him in as a prisoner. Kaido could also use all 3 types of haki. His Haoshiku Haki in particular was extremely refined. Kaido could also use Future Sight to defend against enemy attacks, but he rarely used it as his body was nearly indestructible. Bearing in mind his feats, Kaido would have proven to be a tough opponent for Monkey D. Garp. Goldie Roger. It is impossible to have a discussion about the strongest characters in One Piece without including the Pirate King himself. Goldie Roger turned the entire world on its head with his might. Roger was the only pirate in the world who managed to conquer the Grand Line. It is obvious that he couldn't have done it if he didn't have enough power. Roger fought against many notable characters in his lifetime, such as Shiki, Whitebeard, Xebec, and Garp. Roger and Garp fought each other many times, and the two had multiple close death encounters. It is unclear who had the upper hand, but since Garp never captured Roger, it is plausible to assume that the pirate was superior to the Marine. Rocks D. Xebec. Rocks D. Xebec was the captain of the Rocks pirates. According to Sengoku, Rocks was Roger's greatest rival, which is a big testament to his strength. Rocks' combative abilities are relatively unknown, but one can make an educated guess by piecing together bits of information that have been revealed so far. Rocks was named by Kaido among the few characters he considered capable of defeating him. He was also able to keep a crew of Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard, Shiki, Achiku, etc. together. Rocks was considered the biggest threat to the authority of the world government, and it took the combined efforts of the Marines and Roger pirates to vanquish him. Whitebeard. Whitebeard was a legendary pirate who used to be a member of the Rocks pirates. After the crew's defeat at God Valley, Whitebeard went on to start his own crew, and it didn't take long for him to make a name for himself. Due to his Gura Gura no Mi, Whitebeard was said to have the power to destroy the entire world. In addition to his devil fruit, Whitebeard could also use all types of haki. Buggy, who was an apprentice on Roger's crew, said that Whitebeard was the only person to ever fight toe-to-toe with his captain. This was further proven in a flashback when the Roger pirates fought the Whitebeard pirates for several days. In the flashback, Odin, who was able to overpower Kaido, was sent flying by Roger. Whitebeard, on the other hand, easily equaled Roger's power. Even Garp called Whitebeard the King of Seas. So, it is beyond any shadow of a doubt that Whitebeard could have defeated Garp in a fight to the death. That's a wrap for this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more amazing videos very soon.